Esther had an image the other day of one of those big tractor things. There are all kinds of digger machines, but they have those wheels, those tracks. And she could see it dipping into the vortex and then causing a manifestation that, as she looked at the manifestation, caused her to get into the vortex. And because she's in the vortex, it affected the manifestation, and now she's viewing the manifestation, which caused her to get into the vortex. It was sort of like this cycle of alignment. The man on the tractor could not understand her captivation. Watching his wheel go around and round and round. Little did he know that it was a spiritual movement that she was having. Just understanding, because she's beginning to notice in a very powerful way that however she is feeling is affecting manifestation fast. Fast. What you feel affects manifestation fast. So if you're noticing something unwanted and feeling around it, it's affecting more manifestation fast. And you say, well, things aren't so good. Things could be a lot better. I don't like that, and I don't like that, and I don't like that, and I don't like that. And the universe says, well, then you're not going to like this, and you're not going to like this, and you're not going to like this, and you're not going to like this. And you say, right, I don't like that, and I don't like that, and I don't like that. I should call somebody. I should call somebody and ask them how they would like that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Because maybe if I drag someone else into my chain of pain, they'll take some of it and go off and bury it somewhere. And we say, no, that isn't the way it works. When you involve someone else, now you become more specifically focused upon what isn't wanted, which leads us to really what we think is the most important part of understanding how to connect with your vortex, how to maintain your connection with your vortex, and how to stay in vibrational alignment with your vortex long enough that you begin to see the effect of the manifestations as quickly as now. And that is, you were following us earlier when we were talking about the problem creates an equivalent solution. You follow that? But they are different frequencies. So if you're fixated on the problem, you don't have access to the solution, not right now anyway. So the more you focus upon any problem, the more detailed it becomes. In other words, you get focused up on a problem, and it comes from every direction. Have you noticed? You standing in line with strangers, and they're talking about the very problem. Oh, I can't believe you're saying that. That just happened to me. So as you are focused with greater and greater detail upon the problem begins to gain more momentum. Now, it's a wonderful thing. It's also causing the solution to gain more momentum, but you're not a vibrational match to the solution, so the crevasse, the gap between where you are and who you really are gets wider and wider, and you feel worse and worse. So the more detailed you get, the more specific you get about a problem, the more you hold yourself in vibrational opposition to feeling good, to the solution to your problem, and to being who you really are. So sometimes you think, well, then I should just get really specific about the solution. And we say, yeah, you should, but you can't. Because what you've got going on vibrationally won't let you go there. You don't have the resources. You can't pull it out of your mind. You can't pull it out of your neighbor. You can't pull it out of you can't pull it out, because it's like setting your radio dial on 68 AM and complaining that you can't hear what's being broadcast on 98.7 FM. I want to hear that song. Radio, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. It's going to give to you what your frequency is set at. And so if you are set on specific detail of unwanted things, that's what's going to come back to you. So you're just sort of holding yourself in that spiral of knowing what you don't want and getting more of it, knowing what you don't want and getting more of it, knowing what you don't want and getting more of it. Now, of course, you're not just doing that. You're focused upon a lot of things that you do want. But mostly, you're not doing very much of it on purpose. And the reason you're not doing very much of it on purpose is because most everybody you know, 99% of human population is offering your vibrational frequency in response to what you're observing. So if something good happens, you offer a good feeling response, and you goose a little bit more of that into your experience. But if something bad happens, or if you see something unwanted, then you're filling your vibrational coffers with that, so to speak. So what we want you to understand is that when you have this, anything going on that is not wanted, whether it is mild or severe, that the more specific you are, the more severe it becomes. And that the answer to breaking that pattern is to not try to jump into the pure positive, because you can't, but to get general. And we're talking generally negative. So as you begin speaking generally negative instead of specifically negative, then this spiral that's got a grip on you begins to lose its grip. And you begin noticing right away by the feedback that comes back to you. Two kinds of feedback coming to you: emotional feedback and manifestational feedback. We really want you to think of manifestational feedback as the best friend that you've ever had, because what manifests is reflecting where you are. What manifests is reflecting what you are creating. What you are creating. What you are creating. Not what happened to you. Not what happened to somebody else. What you are creating. What you are creating. What you are creating. What you are creating. It would be like driving down the freeway. Esther does it frequently. And those little bumps on the side of the road that quite often awaken Jerry from his nap, because he knows that something could be going terribly wrong when he hears those bumps on the side of the road. And it would be like just completely ignoring the side of the road. Oh, I know it says don't enter, that it's one-way traffic coming the other way, but what the heck? Odds are I'll do all right. I'm alert. And we say, you just don't want to play with fire like that. And when negative emotion is present, it's letting you know that you have entered a minefield where the likelihood of you observing more things that are going to hold you and cause you to be more specific is very great. So when you say, I'm going to pay attention to the way I feel, and I'm going to notice that the more general I am about something that doesn't feel good, that the better I feel. And then you begin noticing the manifestational evidence of that. Now you're on a roll, and now you have just stepped in, you've just clicked in to your maybe first, at least it's happening now, awareness of what deliberate creation really is deliberately feeling, is thinking and feeling. So now, as you find something that is generally negative, now do you know it is just so logical and simple for you to move into something that is generally positive. We're going to do this with any of you who are willing today about anything that is important to you, if you want to move your energy on things. Because as you move into that generally negative place, it's fairly easy to move into a generally positive place. And when you do that, you're going to feel relief even in a stronger way. But the thing that you're going to notice is manifestations are going to come right around you as evidence that you have made that vibrational shift. So what begins to happen is that you come to a gathering like this and you listen to us, and in many cases you trust us. We have a good reputation for telling you what's really going on vibrationally, and many people are benefiting and speaking about how much better their lives are. But really, friends, when it comes right down to it, words don't teach. And that's all we've got for you. Confirming words about what you are doing in terms of deliberate creation. And we can tell you all day, every day, who you are, that you are source energy, that you came forth into this physical experience, that the larger part of you remains non-physical, while this part of you that's in your personality that has come forth into this physical body. And as you explore and know what you don't want, you launch these rockets of desire, and the source within you holds to those rockets and holds steady the light, calling you eternally toward vibrational alignment with who you are. And when you move in the direction of it, you feel wonderful. And when you hold out and don't move, you don't feel so good. In other words, we're giving this to you all day, every day. But until you actually deliberately conjure a thought, deliberately go general from specifically negative, and feel the relief of it, and then witness with your own experience the manifestational difference between the specific negative that you were feeling and the general negative that you're feeling, until you've convinced yourself that a general feeling of negativity nets different vibrational manifestations around you. And then because you're on a roll, you go generally positive, and then you witness the improvement in what happens not tomorrow, not theoretically, not conceptually, not someday, not to somebody else, but to you right away. To you right away. To you right away. you'll begin to notice that everyone and everything around you is responding to the vibrational frequency that you are outputting. And when you get a whiff of that, when you begin to notice the hands-on manifestational effect, manifesting. What does that mean? That means what happens to you. It means who walks into the room and talks to you. It means what part of themselves they give to you. If somebody walks in and gives to you their ornery self, that's a manifestation of where your frequency is set right now. You say, oh God, that guy is ornery. And we say, takes one to know one. It's active in your vibration, and it's a manifestation that's reflecting that back to you. That person was so much fun, takes one to know one. Things are going so well for me, takes one to know one. In other words, your frequency, how you feel, what's going on with you, is in your utter control. In the moment that you get it, that you don't have to respond to a current condition, you can conjure an emotion because you have the ability to go from specifically negative to generally positive to specifically positive. And the manifestations will show you all day, every day, how well you are doing. Nice to know, isn't it? We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. There is nothing off limits. There is no order of business in the sense that you don't need to orchestrate it. But there is an order of business in the sense that this gathering has gathered before you dragged your physical bodies here. In other words, you got this vortex going on, and we've been hanging around in it, and we know who you really are and what you really want. And so, as we're moving forward today, it is our knowing, and we want it to be your expectation, that whatever you've been pondering, whatever you've been focused upon, whatever it is you want to know, no matter how specifically you want to know it or how generally you've been focused upon it, to the degree that you have been wanting it and to the degree that you are vibrationally in alignment with it, you're going to get it here today. And everything that we've been saying in this little bit of time that we've spent together has been in vibrational preparation so that you are in a better place of more likely receiving the answers to the questions than you were when you first walked in the door. In other words, as we've been talking about this vortex from inside your vortex and you've been listening, you've come into vibrational alignment for the most part with who you really are. And so as this day unfolds, you're going to feel really, really smart. You're going to catch the subtle nuances that we offer. We're going to hatch new ideas today that have never been understood until all of the universe. We are on the leading edge, expanding, you see. And you're going to be right up to speed with it. And when you get home and back into your reality, people are going to say, what did you learn? And you're going to say, well, it was really, really good, but I can't explain it to you now. And part of the reason that you will not be able to explain it, maybe you will, but may not be able to explain it to them as fully as you're feeling it here today, is because you're going to come into alignment with who you really are, and the true knowledge of all that you are is going to be yours. We want you to taste the fullness of who you really are, in your brilliance, in your clarity, in your love, in your power of deliberate creation, you see. So, what do you want to talk about? Oh, you've come with things. It's going to be a wonderful unfolding. Relax and enjoy whoever's in the hot seat, and it will go better for you.